What's going on? Consciouztv, your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to get into. Before we do so, go ahead and run those likes all the way up. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious crew member and telling them to get their black asses into these ain't your where at. So whether you part of the replay gang, active with me in real time in these sky reeks, or you are old nasty piece of bush, baby, please swing it, bang, and bully the hell out of that like feed. If you enjoy everything that Kane does here, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. And of course, that's Conscious spelled with the Z on the end, just like it is here on the channel. All donation information and social media handles are in the description box below, as well as scrolling from right to left in red and white at the bottom of the live screen. Last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact they're like to set them whores know that we're out, we're live, and we're certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Why is Don't Mess With My Man by Nivea in my head? Somebody go check on Nivea, child, and make sure she don't drop dead. Because typically, girl, when I start doing early 2000 karaoke, baby, it means somebody ass about to die, honey. Okay, God forbid, Miss Nivea. Is she the one who sung Don't Mess With My Man? Is that her? I'm gonna be the one that makes it young and modest. Come on along, don't mess. Is that Nivea? I think that's Nivea, child. Y'all gonna make sure to tell her ass to stay prayed up, honey. I don't need this fake ass sun, heat stroking her ass out, baby. Because speaking of the sun, I don't know about y'all. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. And the fact that we're not even in the hottest month of the summer yet, girl. That typically is around Miss August. If y'all don't hear from me at any point in the month of August, it's because I'm dead, bitch. That's it, and that's all. It is so hot. And then I live in the South. It's not only hot, it's humid, which means that it's hot even when the damn sun ain't out. Like, I'm burning calories just by thinking. At this point, I don't even sweat, girl. I have smoke coming off of my body. I am not a heat person, okay? I'm a Scorpio. I'm a winter baby. I'm a Plutonian. The heat is kryptonite. On any given day, I'm bound to be at least carrying 4.5 bundles of hair in my head on top of this damn AI ass, Xeroxed ass sun that the damn Illuminati done put up in the damn sky, baby. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. If y'all don't hear from me in the month of August, a bitch is dead. I'm telling you that right now. Okay? Speaking of dead, girl, Beyonce and Jay-Z ass might need to crank up their damn security. We're not going to be here for a long time, only a good time, child, because Beyonce And Beyonce, who just had the weekend of their life at the Yankee Stadium, child, has a home intruder, apparently. And this crazy motherfucker tried to run through the damn gates of the estate. Girl, Jay-Z and Beyonce's East Hampton estate targeted after man crashes through front security gate. A man is facing criminal charges after authorities say he crashed through the front security gate of Jay-Z and Beyonce's East Hampton estate earlier this week. Police say it's still unclear whether the property or the superstar couple was intentionally targeted. According to the East Hampton Village Police Department, the 63-year-old Bronx man drove his Subaru at a high rate of speed through the couple's closed mechanical gate, causing significant damage to the entrance. Security personnel confronted the driver, who reportedly complied with instructions to exit the vehicle before officers arrived. He was later arrested on criminal trespassing. Detective Sergeant Jennifer Dunn said the man appeared confused during the incident and made no threats or references to Jay-Z or Beyonce. Investigators also found no weapons or notes in the vehicle. Police traced the man's movements using license plate reader technology and learned that he had spent hours driving around the East Hampton area before the crash. Earlier that day, he reportedly approached another nearby residence asking for a woman before leaving without incident. Authorities say the investigation remains ongoing and have not determined whether a medical issue may have played a role. It's unknown whether Jay-Z or Beyonce were home when the incident occurred. The couple purchased the sprawling East Hampton property in 2017, and neither has publicly commented on the gate crash. Girl, the people are saying that it was no other than Dame Dash ass, okay? Dame Dash was the 63-year-old who ran his damn car through the damn Knowles Carter's estate, girl. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Nicki Minaj in a Kenneth Petty flesh mask, okay? Who also endured the gate, girl. Came to take Bonnie and Clyde ass out of chair, all right? Luckily, there was no other incident, child. Nobody was really hurt but this man's pocket, baby, okay? Because he will be replacing that goddamn Amazon Prime ass gate that Beyonce damn done hand set up in front of the damn house, baby, okay? Shout out to Saberoo, girl. This is great marketing. Great marketing and promotion, girl, okay? A 2017 Saberoo will get your ass straight to Beyonce and Jay-Z's kingdom. Oh, I ain't even mad at it, child. So when more come out on this case, I would let you guys know. What it's given, in all honesty, is 63-year-old man. Sounds like this probably was a bout of dementia, okay? My grandpa used to do shit like this when he was in the early stages of dementia, child. He would drive his Cadillac into the neighborhood and get out and just leave the car parked in the middle of the damn street, door wide open. He off randomly knocking on people's damn doors, don't know who he is, where the hell he at. We had to intervene and get my grandpa together so many damn times because he was having these types of random lapses in memory before we, concluded and had him medically diagnosed and figured out what the hell was going on. So for this man to be kind of dizzy and dazzled and not knowing, and seem confused, is definitely giving medical emergency, child. My God, God bless him, girl. God bless his ass, child. All right, so I'll keep you guys posted when more comes out on that front, baby. Y'all favorite Mexican Cardi B is still out here going at Stefon Diggs, male accuser, Christopher Blake Grift. You guys know that I just reported on them, last week or a few days ago. Cardi B was in a Twitter space hooting and hollering, girl, mad as hell because her man has been accused of what she calls the worst thing he could be accused of, girl, which I guess is a bisexual man. My God, today. Okay, she was calling the man obsessed and a damn stalker and was trying to insinuate that his ass is gay, if any goddamn thing, and he need to go on by his merry way because Stefon did still got nut that he needs to be preoccupied with pumping up into Cardi B because she wants 17 more mixed race goddamn children. Okay, so upon her Twitter space, Mr. Christopher had released what we read a few days ago, which was this lengthy Dear Mexican state of address to Miss Cardi B, and laid her down real nicely and real softly and pretty much told her to sit this one out because her man was in his draws before he was in hers. My God, today. Well, apparently TMZ child done caught up with Mr. Christopher, and he had a little bit more to say to Miss Cardi. Okay, so let's check this out. You guys run the lights all the way up. Share.
What about, Stefon saying you're lying? I mean, what do you have to say to that?
I don't know why liars lie, but if a liar told me I was lying, I wouldn't believe him.
I mean, okay, well, any words for Cardi? I mean, she kind of jumped into the mess.
A liar told her I was lying and she believed it. Unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, but in reality, I feel like, how many kids were born last year with the last name Diggs?
Whoop!
Yeah. A plethora?
Yeah.
He can't be telling all the truth. Okay. I don't think she would have signed up for that. True. Yeah, it's a fact.
Don't be surprised.
I know. I mean, do you think that there's any coming back for this friendship with you guys, or is this just completely done? I'm just curious. How did this get to this point?
When I tried to give him a pass a couple years ago, thinking that it was something that he would apologize for and move on past, he kind of gave me his ass to kiss, which is why we're operating in the realm of litigation that exists currently.
What do you think about,
Okay, so he's still on Cardi B's neck professionally and corporately, girl. He trying not to toe that line and disrespect her, not because he respects women, but because he respects the ass whipping that he accused Stefon Diggs of arranging on his ass in front of that elevator that was caught on the CCTV camera footage shot. Yes, baby. The footprints to his ass are still very much so ingrained into his cerebral cortex, baby. Okay, so he don't need that type of smoke or them type of goons on his ass, especially since Cardi B is known, girl, for putting the cartel on hold. All right, so he's still keeping it real cute on her. But what's interesting to me is, as I said before, while I agree that Cardi B need to sit this one out, and matter of fact, speaking of her sitting this one out, I realize that Cardi B, a lot of people were saying that Cardi B had, stole from Nicki or stole from some goddamn body when it came to her album cover, or no, I think it was an AI image that the Barbs had created to troll Cardi B with. And Cardi B done fucked around and turned the damn gag into her album cover. But I realized that the signs about Cardi B have been there from the beginning, child. Because, art imitates life. And I realized that the Am I the Drama cover art was Cardi B officially coming out as a goddamn bird. Okay? Queen of the motherfucking birds, baby. Okay, this is giving Mrs. Chickenhead in charge, honey. So I can't even really be mad when Cardi B be in her bird brain bag. I don't know why the hell she out here trying to defend a man who isn't even willing to at least be sexually faithful to her. Like, Stefon Diggs is not even this lady's husband. He's not even her damn fiance. And leading up to him losing the goddamn Super Bowl, he wasn't even her damn boyfriend. So I really don't know what in the hell be having Cardi B outside like this. Like, Stefon Diggs got 17 other baby mamas before Cardi B's application was approved to be one of the many concubines within Stefon Diggs' harem. She don't see no other baby mother out here hooting and hollering and defending Stefon Diggs. So why in the hell are you out here hooting and hollering on behalf of Stefon Diggs? Even if Stefon Diggs is innocent and ain't do any bit of what this man accused him of doing, the facts will play out. And if the facts are in favor of Stefon Diggs, she can then circle the block if she want to, baby, and rub it all up in Chris' face if that's how her pettiness is set up. But the gag is going to be if Chris has any part of this litigation in his favor. If one of these claims go through in favor of Chris, what is head bird in charge gonna say? Like, Cardi B is a prime example that you can take the girl out of the ghetto, but take the goddamn ghetto out of the motherfucking girl, because you would think after all she's been through with Offset, just to transition into the NFL version of damn Suge Knight, that, you know, she would have had enough. She would be making decisions that are a reflection of her annual salary. But yet she's here, dizzied and dazzled, just like that damn dementia patient who ran his damn Subaru into Beyonce and Jay-Z's damn mansion gates. My God, today. So, you know, Cardi B, she just disgusts me. Like, for every 2 right things Cardi B does, she does like 17 things to moonwalk in the opposite damn direction. And I just want to know why, and more why. Now, y'all know that there is a litigation between Chris and Stefon. Apparently, Chris has submitted over 100 plus text messages and all of this shit to the courts, etc. Stefon has came out and said that Chris is lying. Everything is going to come out in court. And he pretty much is going to need that from the media once he gets, you know, his Beck one girl, once he get his dismissals in this case aligned accordingly. He's going to need that from the media who's been following the story. So then Chris turned around and caught himself attempting to reveal, I guess, some text messages. So let's read, girl, some of the text messages that he allegedly put out between himself and Cardi B's baby daddy. All right. Stefon Diggs' accuser posts alleged messages between them. Come on, get your ass bust. Okay. Now, this is from Christopher. And I don't, is this a story up here on top? It says you can even be bisexual or gay or whatever you want to be in life as I champion you living in your truth. Then I guess this is caption. Then he posts this DM exchange between him and Stefon allegedly. Stefon says, and this is back on May 3rd of 2023. Stefon says, LOL, come on, get your ass bust. He says, LOL, I commend your confidence, champ. Prayer hands. Stefon says, sick of you, laughing emoji. And then I guess Chris continues to caption and says, that said, when I continually decline your advances and attempts to get me to party with you, your ego can't handle no, and resorted to violence to protect what you seem to be so afraid to admit, which is that Stefon is allegedly, you know, a rainbow card carrying member. This is not enough. And I hate when y'all plaintiffs do this. We've seen this in other cases, child. Come and get your ass bust is locker room, athletic, showboating rhetoric. Niggas who play hoops together use this type of lingo. I've heard of this type of lingo said by athletes. And then it's weird because Chris's response doesn't even make sense in the context of this allegedly being Stefon making a sexual advance toward him. So you're telling me that when Stefon Diggs, in the context of this being a sexual advance, says, come on, get your ass bust, your response to a man coming on to you sexually and telling you to come bust that pussy open for him is, LOL, I commend your confidence, champ. Prayer hands. That doesn't even make sense contextually. That response doesn't even give. And if this is supposed to be Stefon coming on to him, this exposes Chris just as much as it exposes goddamn Stefon Diggs. And the gag about it is, the other context is supposed to be, not only is it supposed to be a sexual advancement, but it's supposed to be in the context of Chris claiming that Stefon had him beat up and robbed and jumped and stumped out because Stefon was upset because he was rejecting all of this man's advancements. Well, this response isn't even a rejection. It's actually rather ambiguous on behalf of Chris. It's neither a yes nor a no. If anything, you are applauding his confidence. So I'm just confused, okay? And the fact that he had to crop this out also tells us everything that we need to know as well. No, sir. Scroll your ass up, okay? Because I'm sure once we take a scroll up, a swipe upward, we're going to see y'all talking about some type of sporting event, you coming over to get your ass whooped in basketball, or some type of NFL, NBA, PS5 ass game that you heathens are playing together. Okay, this very highly intentionally cropped message from an athlete, when this is how I've had niggas talk like this to me when it came to competing. Come get your ass whipped, come get your ass bust. Da. Yeah, at face value, I can see how if somebody isolates the text at first glance, it could give what it gives, but it's clearly not giving that in this case. And Chris's response doesn't even make sense in the context of what he's trying to set this up with Todd as to bring to us with. So I'm going to call a big on this DM exchange, honey. I'm going to need to see all 99 other pages of damn receipts. I don't want to see no cropped out ass one line that could practically mean any goddamn thing, and then your response doesn't even make any more damn sense in the context in which you're trying to sell it. This is just where a lot of people mess up their claims. Y'all try to get out here and do the PR in the court of public opinion. Y'all get so confident in this perception that the court of public opinion are a bunch of dummies and people who run with any and everything. And then y'all start doing goofy shit like this, and then you really end up destroying your credibility. I'm going to beg of Chris and Stefon to both keep it in the court. Let it play out accordingly. I don't want to see no isolated ass message that could mean practically any goddamn thing. And ultimately, I can't wait till this shit is motherfucking over. And whomever ends up with the verdict in their favor, girl, it's going to be really bad. Okay, it's going to be bad for Chris, because Chris done been on a bit of a social media campaign. He done been in and out of interviews, hooting and hollering and making all type of egregious claims against Mr. Stefon Grill. That's going to be real bad for you, honey. real bad for you because you're going to be running that man all his coin, and then you're going to look like sourdough out here in the court of public opinion, and then Trashy K ass is going to be taking another big major blow to her platform. She already owes Cardi B 60 grand, girl, for coming after Offset and Stefon, but she housed the interview with Chris. She was one of the first platforms to provide Chris an exclusive space to tell his exclusive tea to. How the hell is she going to survive? Taking another damn non-credible L to her platform. It's going to be a mess. If this thing, though, ends up in Chris's favor, my God, Stefon might as well go ahead and get a head surgery, baby, and bounce. Because I don't even know how you begin to even put this back together again. If this thing ends up in Christopher's favor, and Cardi B ass might as well go ahead and finish getting the Lil Kim cosmetic surgery package complete, because she gonna need that head transplant too, bitch, after she had been jumped her ass outside to defend a male whore who she ain't using no damn condoms with. And now he done made a fool of her, Culture, the whole goddamn family, and all the other damn step-in adopted kids, child. My God, today, it's a mess. So, I'm not buying it just yet as it relates to this text message. I don't know who the hell was doing what to who. I don't think that Stefon Diggs is some perfect individual. I do think Stefon Diggs is with the shits. The way he does women is very interesting to me. And he's young. He's allegedly cute. And he's rich as hell. So I can imagine that he's on demon time. He's also highly promiscuous. Sometimes hyper promiscuity in men could be an indication that they are allegedly bisexual. So it wouldn't be of no surprise to me if Mr. Stefon plays for both teams, no pun intended. If he plays both sides, does it make him an abuser? No. Does it mean that he's snatching pussy out of niggas' draws? Not per se. But at this point, the saxophones are getting louder and louder and louder for Miss Stefon Diggs. Baby, you just came off of the BBL shelf situation, girl, and was accused of jumping all down and in between her motherfucking legs and beating her all upside the head. Now, he did win the suit. It was in his favor. So, you know, maybe 2 times the charm. We gonna see child. But once again, the saxophones are real loud around Stefon ass. So I'm gonna need Cardi B to shut the hell up, and I'm gonna need both Chris and Stefon to keep it in the courts. And I will be keeping you guys updated on all things going on in the goddamn courts. My God, because speaking of courts, girl, when I said the saxophones are getting louder around Stefon, they're literally doing that because Stefon is now being sued his damn self, okay? Stefon hit with new lawsuit as former employee claims NFL star falsely accused him of stealing Ferrari and then had him attacked. Barely similar situation to Christopher's claims. NFL star Stefon Diggs is facing another lawsuit after a man who says he once worked closely with him accused the football player of falsely claiming he stole his Ferrari and then having friends assault him. According to the lawsuit, Nigel King says that he worked as a concierge. Did I pronounce that right? A concierge? We're going to keep it a concierge, sure. And consultant for Diggs, helping manage the athlete's travel, vehicles, and other personal businesses. King claims, too, that he arranged for Diggs' Ferrari to be transported from Miami to New York in July of 2024, but the luxury car was stolen by third parties during the transit. He says he was never arrested, charged, or named as a suspect in the theft. King alleges that despite that, Diggs began telling others in late 2024 that he had stolen a Ferrari, damaging his reputation and costing him clients. He also claims that Diggs' associates confronted him multiple times, including an alleged incident at Tootsie's Cabaret in Florida in December of last year, where one of Diggs' friends allegedly punched him in the face, leaving him with permanent injuries. The lawsuit, which also names Diggs' brother, here we go, girl, Dorez Diggs, and 3 other men as defendants, was filed in Florida earlier this year. However, Diggs is now asking the court to pause the case, arguing it should not move forward until the remaining defendants have been officially served with the lawsuit. King's legal team is opposing that request. My God, today. At this time, these are the allegations made in a civil lawsuit, and claims have not been proven in court. So this was the incident and the situation that Christopher had made mention in his initial write-up, his Dear Mexican letter to Cardi B, when he said, go look up Nigel King, because boom, 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 Nigel King apparently has been through a similar ordeal to Christopher without the sexual component. And Chris insinuated in his Dear Mexican letter to Cardi B that the same people that jumped him apparently jumped Mr. Nigel King. My God, today. So Stefon got Chris tied up in a lawsuit, and now Stefon ass is tied up in a lawsuit as a defendant in Mr. Nigel King's situation. And Cardi B out here, bird brain of the goddamn century. I hope she's taking heed to the Dear Mexican letter that Chris wrote her, girl, and she's going to sit this one out. Once again, I don't know why any high-valued woman would be dating a Stefon Diggs at this point. On one hand, this makes Cardi look a mess. On the other hand, ironically, they're a match made in dysfunctional ass hell, because he got just as many damn cases stacked against his ass as Cardi does. Cardi ass done been in and out of the court system, girl, for having hoes jumped, having hoes gang stalked, allegedly beating the hell out of a damn security guard at a damn OBGYN, hitting the bitch upside the head with a motherfucking bottle. I mean, it's the duality of Stefon and Cardi is very interesting. I can see why they are magnetically attracted and drawn to each other, because they're equally a mess. At the same time, they are exactly what each other don't motherfucking need. Okay? It's given some type of modern day ghetto loving hip hop Joker and Harley Quinn, girl. It's a mess. So we're going to be following this litigation out, my God, today. And I'll be keeping y'all posted, child, on everything coming out of the Stefon Diggs multiverse. Speaking of everything coming out of hip-hop, Mrs. ItsTrim, okay? Apparently one of Nicki Minaj's daughters, or hell, one of her sons, okay? As she likes to call the girls, is continuing to be dragged and canceled, and the Barbs are feeling gaslit because at this point they feel like Nicki Minaj needs to sue this girl because she's practically wearing Nicki's skins. She has a song that will be coming out at some point called Too Much, and people are saying that she took an actual shot at the queen. Now, y'all know it's been getting real weird between ItsTrim and Nicki Minaj. ItsTrim is a 19-year-old girl from Charleston, South Carolina. Shout out to Charleston, home of the Geechee of the 803. My God, shout out to South Carolina. And ItsTrim has been on record, throughout her short-lived career, saying who some of her musical influences and idols are, including one of those being obviously Nicki Minaj. That would make sense. Trim is 19 years old. So her Foxy Brown, her Lil Kim, her Trina's would be the Cardi, the Nicki, the Megans, you know, the Lottos, etc. These would be her rap icons. So it makes sense that a 19-year-old Gen Zer, you know, would be definitely in the likeness of the modern day girls of hip hop. But sometimes it does give painted on wig. And while I am a fan of ItsTrim, I think she's talented. I like what she's doing. I'm enjoying her run and her buzz. Her songs are very catchy, from Nobody, 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 okay, to Coconut Water. Okay, these songs have had the king in a whole chokehold. Oh, yes, they have. But when I heard Too Much, I was like, oh, girl, this is too much. Too Much is definitely a direct copy and paste of Nicki. You almost can't tell who the fuck is who. That's how mastered ItsTrim has her Nicki play down to. So I'm going to let you guys hear Too Much, and I'm going to let you guys hear what people are calling the diss to the queen of hip-hop, child.
I spent too much on this body. And I spent too much at the party. My outfit super sexy, I got Gucci on like Cardi. I used to drive my sister, G, my driver got a hottie. How the f*** you blackballed and you bigger than me? Another bum mad cause I made it. Like even if you was the queen, you cannot discredit me.
Even if you were the queen, you couldn't discredit me, Mike.
21 and they lay out of me.
What? Yeah. My God.
On the weekend. I got that on the weekend. Let's give it sloppy on the weekend. Tsunami cookie got this over eating. I got that I got that moolah. I got that give me some moolah. I got that I got that moolah. I got that body. I spent too much on this body. And I spent too much on this body. My eyes super sexy, I got Gucci on my body. I used to drive my sister, G, my driver got a hottie. How the f*** you blackballed and you bigger than me? Mad cause I made it. Like even if you was the queen, you cannot discredit me. And they lay out of me.
Okay, see, I'm going to be running this too. Let me tell you something, baby. ItsTrim is a goddamn bully. ItsTrim is a bully, and let me tell you, baby, I am here for it. Could you imagine being the queen of hip hop and using your tiara and your queenship to talk down on all your daughters, and then one of them grow up, girl, to avenge themselves and all of their motherless siblings, and then dish your ass while emulating your own voice font. This is the ultimate gaslighting, antagonistic tactic. The fact that ItsTrim is dissing Nicki as using Nicki's whole likeness, using her voice inflections and all, girl. This is top tier trolling. Now, the only reason I'm here for it, girl, because typically I'm not here for the girls beefing and all that. And I would prefer Trim to not let the barbs bait her. But this may be, girl, a strategy ploy at this point, since Nicki created the problem when she started blocking all of the barbs who were supporting Trim. And she was threatening that if she saw them supporting her, that she would block their ass and kick them up out of Gag City, etc. So Nicki started it technically. And this could be a ploy, girl, by Trim and her management team, child, to lean into the foolishness. But the reason why I find this to be a cackle, and I'm not turned off by Trim wearing Nicki skins, is because I knew there would come a day where Nicki would have to pay for what she did to Lil Kim. I knew that there would come a day where the universe was going to mirror Nicki Minaj's behavior toward Lil Kim completely and entirely back to her. And that day is July the 17th of 2026, with the resurrection and adulthood of one of Nicki's sons called Mrs. Trim, who's with all of the shits. And I'm a firm believer, baby, that what's good for the goose is in fact good for the gander. Okay? So Nicki could dish it. Now it's going to see if Nicki can eat it. If she can eat from the same plate she served to Miss Lil Kim, whose hairstyle she took, verses she took, bars she took, wardrobe she took, branding she took, instrumentals she took. Baby, she took everything but Kim's ovaries from Kim. And now we have ItsTrim doing to Nicki what Nicki did to Kim. This is karmic. It's karmic. And when karma shows up, you just sit your ass back, pull out your popcorn, put your feet up, and you enjoy the motherfucking ride. Because it's showtime at the Apollo tonight. My God. So I already have exceptional bias toward Trim because she's a Geechee girl. Okay? I'm cornbread fed, South Carolina produce. Okay? So there's already that South Carolina link there. And then she don't give a fuck. And she's talented, relatable. Her music is fun. Oh, there's everything to hope for here. And now she's throwing up the middle finger to the queen, who, once again, the queen started this shit. I'm rooting for Trim to finish it, baby. Okay? I want her to continue to help rein in all the Gen Z female rappers of her era. Because right now, they all kind of linked up and they all supporting each other, girl. I am here for teamwork makes the dream work, girl. And for pussy power, okay, for the divine feminine coming through in an abundance through female hip-hop, girl. These girls are coming. And Nicki gets to decide if they're going to come in love or if they're going to come in her takedown. Right now, it's looking like Nicki's narcissism is going to have her handle these girls all wrong. And it's going to be a versus match, girl, between Nicki and all of her sons. This is actually going to be fucking epic to see play out. To see this play out commercially, to see this play out in the form of entertainment, baby. This is what it's been leading all the way up to, girl. The prophecies are being fulfilled. Nicki talked about all her adopted daughters, and now they're all grown up, and they need the smoke. Nicki, you've been worried about the external industry. You've been worried about the Rock Nation Rico. You know what the gaggity? You know, if I was Jay-Z and Beyonce, I would gag the fuck out of Nicki Minaj by signing Trim to our distribution. I would sign Trim as to a distribution deal and a management deal to Rock Nation, just like Meg. Baby, I hope that Beyonce and Jay-Z is on their petty shit and they sign ItsTrim ass over to the Rock Nation management and distribution package. But I am here for this versus match, child, because we knew that the day was coming. And while Nicki been paranoid about, oh, the industry after me and they're trying to clone me, girl, the call was coming from inside the house the whole time. Queen, the call was coming from inside the house the whole time. All these girls that you left disgruntled who you raised on your titty and then abandoned them during their preteen years, girl. They've come back for that, girl. It's giving Dangerous Minds. It's giving my daughter my hamburger. Girl, the daughters are about to clear Miss Minaj ass out. And I can't wait to cackle because ItsTrim is only one of many that are pushing through. And I'm here for the shenanigans. I'm here for the shit show, girl. I'm here for the demolition of Gag City, girl, because the daughters are about to turn Gag City into a sundown town in this bitch. Okay, girl. Let's run that back one more time, girl. This is ItsTrim on Too Much.
I spent too much on this body. And I spent too much at the party. My outfit super sexy, I got Gucci on like Cardi. I used to drop my sister, then my driver got a hottie. How the f*** you blackballed and you bigger than me?
Huh?
Mad cause I made big too.
Huh?
Even if you was the queen, you cannot discredit me.
Huh?
And they look at me.
How you gonna diss Nicki in her own cadence? Oh my God. My girl, this is giving the book of Revelations. I guarantee you, girl, if you go flip through the biblications and get up into the book of Revelations, it's got to be a verse in there about ItsTrim and Onika, girl. Somebody go find me the verse in the book of Revelations, my God. Because ItsTrim, girl, is coming on a cloud. Okay? Miss Virgo is pushing through, girl, and she's bringing an army of Nicki's daughters to the scene of the crime, to the front of the podium, baby. Okay? Her daughters have come to bear witness to her living will and testament, bitch. And look, this gonna automatically put the up-and-coming Gen Z female rappers, girl, on the good side of the Megans and the Cardis and the Lottos and the Coi Lerais and the et cetera, girl. Because, you know, Nicki tried to pluck all them girls off one by one. Through triangulating, gaslighting, pitting them up against each other, girl. Girl, this gonna be nasty work, girl. All this paranoia for Nicki, only for the call to have been coming from inside the house the whole damn time. I'm already too entertained by this, y'all. I'm already too entertained, girl. Okay, but we got some of the things to get into, child. But I might have to come back, girl, because I can just sit and marinate on this all day. I can make a whole thing of this. Okay? So I may have to come back and get into my Nicki versus ItsTrim in the girls' bag. All right? But sending light and love to ItsTrim, girl. Take her down. Take her ass out. Speaking of taking her ass out, New York City Mayor, Ma'am Danny, is doing his big one and really showing these politicians and presidents and VDs, Congress members, Supreme Court members, how it's done, girl, because he is getting the streets of New York City, the same streets that produced the Jay-Z's and the Nickies and the Little Kims and the Biggies and the Diddies and the et cetera. He is getting New York together, page by page, line by line, precept by precept. NYC Mayor Ma'am Danny proposes limiting landlords to either a credit check or income verification, but not both. My God, today, a politician who's actually standing in the gap for the people, girl. Okay, he's not interested in consolidating power for himself or for his cohorts, or interested in giving more favor and privilege to that whom already is privileged, girl, but is here to champion behind the underdog. My God, today. And not only that, this fine-ass mayor, girl, has become the first politician who has delivered most of his campaign promises just in 6 months of office. To make matters even more salivating and horny. This man was just offered a $47,000 salary raise, which would have boosted his salary from $250,000 to $300,000 plus a year, and rejected it, a salary raise, in exchange for continuing to distribute those economic and material resources to the people who motherfucking need it. If y'all don't get to sucking this man's motherfucking dick. New York, put your lighters up, bitch. I want your best odors to the front of the line, baby. I want your best hitters to the front of the line. For Mayor Ma'am Danny. This man is the political Christ girl, the political Yahshua for New York City. He is doing all of the things, Girl, when a man gets to manning like this, there's one thing and one thing only that happens to me, baby, and that is pure, unadulterated horniness. If y'all haven't taken this man down by tomorrow and drank his motherfucking ball sacks and show him how New York stands behind a real nigga, I want ICE to run all up and through that motherfucker to take New York down brick by motherfucking brick, baby. You affirm this motherfucking man, baby, by giving him all the pussy, all the head, all the titty shaking, all the motherfucking legal fidelity and infidelity he need, baby. He need all the things. What? How New York is gonna make Mayor Ma'am Danny feel real good about himself? And this man just getting started. This man need to go open up a damn university hall to teach politicians how to politic. This man don't want to be unnecessarily rewarded. All this man need is a living wage and to see the citizens of New York live a higher quality of life. My God, today. And he's only been there for half a goddamn year, bitch. Mayor Eric Adams could never. Baby, this is hopeful. We need some good crispy news these days, okay? It's enough bad shit coming down the algorithm all goddamn day. But when I tell you I am pleased that New York has them a power that is connected to the people at the bottom of the pyramid, girl, not the top. I pray that that there can be a Mayor Ma'am Danny epidemic, girl, that bleeds out and across all states. Because, girl, all of us could use a Ma'am Danny. I hope this man ain't married, baby, because if he gets within a 30-mile radius of my ass, baby, I'm going full on Monica Lewinsky, bitch. Security personnel will have to lay me down, bitch. The only way you gonna get me up off of that dick, bitch, is by force, girl. See, I have a magnetic, relentless life or death default setting in me that just makes me a living compliment to a good man, Savannah. When you see men be good men, you lay it on thick. You lay the celebration and the tribute on thick as hell. And by thick, I mean with everything in the back of your damn throat, girl. So shout out to Mayor Ma'am Danny. This man is doing such a civil rights work in New York that I'm almost afraid, girl, that he won't make it another goddamn 6 months because the elite don't like this kind of teaching. This current government, baby, so goddamn corrupted, baby. They don't like this kind of goddamn teaching. So y'all need to be praying for the safety and the well-being and the long-termness of this man's mind, of his physicality, and ensure his sanity. We don't want the Trump administration hitting his ass with 6K gamma rays and shit, girl, turning his ass inside out. So please keep him on the prayer list. We don't want Mayor Mandani on the sick and shut-in list no time soon. Shout out to Ma'am Danny, and shout out to your parents and your family and the culture that created you, baby, because you're making us proud. Even those of us who don't live in the fucked up bureaus of New York, baby, we're proud, baby, because you about to unfuck New York, and that's what New York could use a lot of, baby, is a lot of unfucking. So shout out to Mayor Ma'am Danny. Speaking of bad news, twin influencer Kamar Williams of the 80K Twins is reportedly missing after leaving home. His twin brother, Kyle, pleads for information and claims that he was last seen nearly 2 days ago. Quote, his location is off. Now, I don't know who these guys are. I've never heard of the 80K Twins. Maybe they are TikTok famous. What's happening right now is really sad. The family really didn't want to involve the public. They thought, maybe it was a false flag and that Kamar would just come home eventually, but that has not been the case. And to make matters worse, Kamar apparently sent the same message to pretty much all of his close contacts, which is telling them that he loves them and that he prays for their continual safety. It's not looking too good for Mr. Kamar right now. It's definitely given a side note. It's given the final hurrah. We're going to pray for Mr. Kamar. I pray that he got picked up maybe by the authorities and maybe he's in a 5150. Somebody got him some help, or that he's just taking a break, but hoping that he is alive and that he is well. I really don't want to see the next update being that he's not alive and well. That would be entirely tragic. But this is what his twin brother had to say to social media. I didn't want to bring this to social media, but my twin brother Kamar hasn't been seen in almost 2 days since Tuesday night. He told us he was leaving the house and never came back. He hasn't called us, texted us, or anyone he knows. His location is off. We hope nothing is wrong with him, but we made this post so that if anyone see him, please tell him to contact us. And I'm going to tell y'all to contact the family if y'all have seen Kamar. The last thing he was wearing was blue sweats and a white t-shirt. Please share this out, okay? This is the twins here. His location is off, so they can't ping his phone. Yeah, this is sad, man. People are going through a lot, y'all. I don't know what, would have, this young man who has his whole life ahead of him and has a family that loves him would be going through, but people are going through a lot. I think we're living in very corrupted times. Everything that is in the air, in the food, in the water, all of the propagandizing through social media, it's created a lot of pressure and it's put a lot of people in a position to be extremely overstimulated. So you even have extremely healthy people who are having a very tough time right now. And you guys know I talk to y'all all the time on this platform about how devastating the Black male statistics are around Black male suicide, self-harm, and Black male mental health, which is at an all-time low and is completely compromised right now. Black men are going through it. So unfortunately, Kamar is within that statistical age range that the data reflects that concerns Black men who are struggling with their mental health. I couldn't imagine being a young person born into the social media age. I think the only thing that's kept me grounded and saved is the fact that I was born in what I would like to call a normal version of the world, which is the pre-social media world. I think for those of us who have lived through the 80s and the 90s and the 70s, and you just came before pre-social media, you were able to date, you were able to socialize, you were able to exist without social media. I think this is a saving grace for so many millennials on up, because I can't imagine being born into this era. So I don't know whether he has some untreated mental health issues, or maybe he does have mental health issues and they're just not known to the public, but maybe known to the family, or what's going on. But I hope that Mr. Kumar come home safe. There are too many Black men who are headlighting right now for being found unalived and, you know, have been navigating very bizarre circumstances. It's too much happening to Black men right now. So we're going to be keeping the 80K twins and their family in prayer. We're going to wish for a speedy return of Mr. Kumar. Please keep him in y'all's prayers, you guys. And if you have seen him or know someone that has seen him, then please contact this family. You can send a straight DM to the 80K twins Instagram page, etc. So light and love to the 80K twins. My God. More bad news. Taco Bell is being sued right now because the CDC has confirmed that the shredded lettuce that's been causing bitches to blow out their bathrooms as if this is a military training simulation is found to be the source of the parasite that caused explosive diarrhea to be an outbreak that has led to the hospitalization of, at this point, more than dozens of people in the Midwest. It's actually a growing epidemic at this point. And they were saying at one point it was the unfrozen produce, particularly strawberries, blueberries, non-frozen lettuce, etc., that was leading to this. But as they're peeling back the layers of the pamper, girl, it has led them down to a single source known as Miss Trifling as Taco Bell. Oh, goddamn self, baby. Run the lights all the way up. This is all I miss. And I got a story to tell y'all about Taco Bell. But run the lights all the way up. Am I going in and out for everybody? Because YouTube has been acting janky. StreamYard has been acting janky. People been freezing and glitching and all of this shy. So there are some technical issues that are outside of our control. I know that my baby mother, I think I'm going out for her. Am I going out for anybody else? Can everybody else hear me loud, live, and in color? Are you guys connected just fine? Let me know in the chat before we go any further. Can y'all hear me just fine? Give me a 1 if you're fine. Give me a 2 if you're not fine. Okay. Kimmy says YouTube acting up is glitching a little. Okay. Yeah, it's not on our end. So y'all bear with Miss YouTube child. She's a mess. StreamYard is messier, honey. Okay, these are two messy ass bottoms in a damn marriage together, girl. It's a mess. All right. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has linked shredded iceberg lettuce, baby, and I'm plant-based, girl, but thank God for the deep freezer. If you know, you know. Lettuce served at Taco Bell restaurants to a multi-state outbreak of the cyclospora infections. More than 1,600 people who became sick reported eating at Taco Bell locations in Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. I wonder if that's the result of the curse I casted. I got exes in all of them states. Girl, shout out to the witcheryness of it all. That might be a hit piece exclusive straight from CTV's offer. My bad, y'all. That was only for a handful of people. I ain't mean to take almost 2,000 of y'all out, and now we got a growing goddamn pandemic, and they may be bringing back Spirit flights in order to, ship all of our asses up off the damn landmass because we just got too much dirty ass shit. But that was supposed to be only for a few niggas. I ain't mean it for all you niggas, but sometimes that be the cost, bitch. Okay? Of playing around with fairy dust. My God, today, at least 94 people have been hospitalized and no deaths have been reported. Okay, so at least I ain't got to talk to God about that. The FDA traced the contaminated lettuce to a single supplier that provided iceberg lettuce from Mexico, of all places, to the affected restaurants. Taco Bell is working to stop using the lettuce while federal officials investigate whether it was distributed to other businesses. The CDC is warning customers not to eat shredded iceberg lettuce from Taco Bell locations in the first 5 affected states. This virus is a parasite that can cause prolonged watery diarrhea, fatigue, stomach cramps, and a loss of goddamn appetite, baby. And there's already a motherfucking nigga who done beat all the other niggas to the front of the line, baby, because he gonna need them to run him that, girl. A man has sued Miss Taco Bell and Taylor Farms after he was hospitalized with explosive damn diarrhea. A North Olmsted resident filed a lawsuit after eating at a local franchise in mid-June. He experienced explosive diarrhea and abdominal pain, eventually testing positive for the virus after losing 2 weeks of work. His attorney, Bill Marler of Marler Clark, expects dozens of additional filings. Baby, this might be a class action on that ass. A 27-year U.S. Army veteran filed a lawsuit through Ron Simmons and Associates after eating at a Youngstown location. He was hospitalized for 2 days, underwent extensive diagnostic testing, including a colonoscopy and CT scan, and was discharged with strong antibiotics. The plaintiffs are suing franchise operators, Taco Bell's corporate entities, and supplier Taylor Farms. They are seeking compensation for medical bills, loss of wages, and pain and goddamn suffering. My God, today. And it gets interesting. Taco Bell has also released a statement. Taco Bell wants customers to know that they are sorry for giving thousands of people a runny ass. They removed the lettuce they purchased from Taylor Farms. Here is an official statement to their X account. We want you to hear it from us. We take your health and safety seriously and have removed all affected Taylor Farms lettuce from Taco Bell stores. So go ahead and enjoy your Taco Bell. We don't need y'all ass boycotting us into a zero gross income like y'all did Target. You always got us and we always got you, even if it's in the restroom or the ER or on a defibrillator. See ya in the drive-thru. My God. Well, Taylor Farms ain't take that laying down, bitch. Oh, I thought I had it up here, girl. But Taylor Farms has said, girl, they ain't got nothing to do with this. Taylor Farms has released an official statement. Matter of fact, hold on. Because I thought I had it up here on the screen. But I didn't, chat. Taylor Farm. Let me look it up real quick. Taylor Farm address virus. Hold on. Okay, here it is, girl. Courtesy of the New York Post. Taylor Farms addresses explosive diarrhea outbreak and reveals indefinite removal decision. Taylor Farms Fresh Foods, the produce supplier allegedly tied to a U.S. outbreak of explosive diarrhea, said Friday that it is pulling back all of its iceberg lettuce from the suspected source in Mexico. Quote, based on information provided yesterday by the FDA, Taylor Farms de Mexico is voluntarily removing all iceberg lettuce sourced from central Mexico, the company said in a statement. Nearly 7,000 people have been affected by the outbreak across 34 states, which appears to be tied to tainted lettuce that so far has popped up at Taco Bell's. There have been 94 hospitalizations, no deaths, the CDC said. Taylor Farms provides produce, including leafy greens and prepackaged salad kits, to large farm food chains such as Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, and Chipotle. The supplier told Taco Bell's parent company, Yum Brands, as well as mega food distributor Cisco, to pull their lettuce from distribution, according to Reuters. The CDC says on its website that FDA's traceback investigation has identified a single supply of iceberg lettuce from Mexico used by these Taco Bell locations. Taco Bell has since voluntarily removed the potentially contaminated produce from its supply chain indefinitely. Taco Bell has completed removal of affected Taylor Farms lettuce from our restaurants, Taco Bell said in a statement. Taco Bell, quote, has taken precautionary action, and we encourage all relevant restaurants, retailers, and food service providers and operators to do the same. The statement continued. Girl, this is a nasty piece of goddamn work, girl. Taylor Swift, child. Taylor Farms trying to distance themselves from source supplier. Taco Bell trying to censor themselves from Taylor Farms, girl. And somebody is already on all their asses for the moolah. And with almost 8,000 people being affected nationally in their assholes, baby, somebody getting fired, in the words of Beyonce, girl. So those of you who love Taco Bell, consider y'all to be put on notice. Taco Bell is living in her last days, girl. They're about to sue the damn shredded cheese off of the Taco Bell sign, baby. Her days are numbered, girl. And Taylor Farms are probably about to rebrand, girl, and call themselves Costco's Farms. Child, it's about to be a whole mess. But you know what's interesting is that things might get more disgusting. I want you guys to check out what this influencer allegedly discovered as it relates to some of the things that are actually contaminating this produce. My God, today.
Bell is in the crosshairs, but let's talk about it. So Taco Bell is in the crosshairs because they are believed to be a key player in the spread of Cyclospora, but that's only in 5 states. That's where they have found the direct link. Those 5 states are Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia. That's not the rest of the country where this is popping off, the Cyclospora. And Taco Bell got their lettuce from Taylor Farms. Well, here's where it gets messy. Taylor Farms is a huge conglomerate, and they supply to other restaurants, Whole Foods, Walmart, Amazon Fresh. So basically, Taco Bell unknowingly bought lettuce to put in their food, and it was contaminated. Now, we know that Cyclospora has a link to feces. So then it's like, well, where did the feces come from? Particularly human feces.
Check this part out, y'all. My God.
Was Taylor Farms using human feces as fertilizer? Or, as some people are stating, you have people out picking the lettuce or working in the fields, and there's no bathroom for them to go to. Well, that turns into a whole plantation now, doesn't it? There's a lot.
So the narrative is that allegedly Cyclospora is somehow infused with feces, particularly human feces, or it's the result of human feces, or whatever it is, and that it potentially has come from the workers of these farms that pluck this lettuce by hand, who is probably digging all up in their crotch, digging all up in their asses, and then plucking the lettuce that's going on your big back or on your Super Junior or on your, God forbidden, tacos. That is the fucking disgusting. Now, what a lot of people probably don't know is that fecal matter actually is almost everywhere in our world. I just saw some analysis a few months ago about fecal matter being all over the soda machines at these fast food restaurants like Burger King, McDonald's, and how researchers are saying this is actually very common. We have some type of immunity to a lot of the germs and bacteria that naturally contaminates our world. You can find fecal matter all over doorknobs. This is invisible fecal matter all over soda machines, all over countertops, all over a public anything, a public railings, public doors. It's everywhere, right? But the other crazy part is that people are blaming Trump as well because, you know, he deregulated the FDA and dismantled a lot of the agencies responsible for supervising and overseeing issues around food safety. The Trump administration and the FDA have actively revoked, streamlined, and downsized various food regulations to cut bureaucratic red tape and shift nutrition policies. The FDA revoked 52 obsolete standards of identity, such as rules governing specific canned foods, dairy products, and baked goods to allow for more flexibility in food production. Okay, so this is about quantity over quality. Okay, this is a minor in safety and a major in production. The administration cut staffing at the USDA and FDA, which has led to a reduction in routine federal food safety inspections and shifted some oversight responsibilities to the goddamn states. The administration loosened Biden-era restrictions and phased out on grocery store refrigerants, arguing the previous rules were burdensome and expensive. But you know what? Kept our asses from having explosive goddamn diarrhea spreading across the damn country like stage 4 motherfucking cancer. My God, today, when y'all asking, girl, what did Joe Biden do for you, baby? He kept a pamper off your ass. That's what he did for you. Amongst all the other millions of things that we're learning were done for us as Trump undoes it all to create the last days of the United States. My God, today. Now, what's crazy about Taco Bell, and I don't know why I never mentioned this in all the times that I have shared my testimony of surviving, girl, pre and type 2 diabetes, is when my blood sugar had shot up past a 500 and I had to be hospitalized for 6 days and they had to pump my ass up with electrolytes and insulin. The last thing I had ate before that happened to me was, guess what? Taco motherfucking Bell. That had been the thing that I had been eating regularly over the 2 weeks leading up to being hospitalized for having a blood sugar spike past a 500. So fast forward 2+ years later, looking at what's going on with Taco Bell now, I'm like, my God. Now, you couldn't even pay me to eat shit like this. Now, I walked away from all fast food, all junk food, all the things, girl. Went on a plant-based diet to regulate my system and to get up out of Miss Diabetes, because I don't know who the hell she thought she was about to be partnered up to. Not I, said the Grizzly Cat. But I have remained on one because food in this country have been converted from food to fruit products. And there's a difference between the God-given nutrients that should be referred to as food, and then the Frankenstein mad scientist version of food known as food products, girl, the evil twin sister of food. And that would be all this overly processed shit, all this over pesticided ass shit that they have and are selling to you out of each and every grocery store, out of each and every Whole Foods, out of each and every motherfucking Walmart. At this point, baby, I am growing my own food because, girl, I can't do the U.S. market. Over 70% of all United States illnesses are dietary related. Everything from high cholesterol to cardiac issues to hypertension to high blood sugar. It's all interconnected to said diet. And a plant-based diet can resolve mostly all of that shit. There are literally peer-reviewed studies on plant-based diets that have reversed type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, that have reversed diabetic blindness, that have regulated hypertension. Almost anything that can happen to your immune system can unhappen to your immune system based upon the compounds within things that God created within nature. Now you got the FDA approving of lab-grown meat. They are Xeroxing off your motherfucking food, bitch. Y'all are eating Xeroxed beef, Xeroxed chicken, Xeroxed turkey. Roach sprayed ass broccoli, cabbage, lettuce, and tomatoes. Oh my. At this damn point, everything being sold on the commercial market looks like something, bitch, out of a wooded area. Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. So it's about to be a mess out here. I don't even eat food anymore for the sake of pleasure or getting a endorphin or serotonin hit. Food to me is medicine. If I want pleasure, I can go out and shake my ass. I can go and bust a motherfucking nut with my man. I can go do something healthy to get an endorphin hit. Leave all of that grizzly ass clone, laboratory grown ass food where it is. Don't let your children eat it. No McNuggets. No McHappy Meal, or your ass may end up happily, severely autistic. And not because you woke up that way, but because you thought that a $3 meal for your 4-year-old girl was real tea. My God. Okay? Each one teach one, baby. Start them babies up on fresh vegetables and fruits. and have them be as adults as a result of what you trained them up in as young people, child. Even if you can't save yourself, bitch, you're already 60 plus years in and you done lost a damn foot and a kneecap due to fried food. It's all right, baby, okay? You the living receipt of what not to do. Pass down all the wisdom, baby, to those who can be saved, child. Because it's a mess out, chill. But fuck Taco Bell, or in this case, girl, Doodoo Bell, Fecal Bell. That's going to be my new name for all these restaurants, girl. Applebee's, Fecal Bees, Burger King, Fecal King, McDonald's, Fecal Donald's, girl. That's the way you need to be looking at all the shit that's trying to get you to push through the drive-through, girl. Because it's a hot, shitty mess. No pun intended. Moving along. Erykah Badu makes an observation after comparing her followers and engagement. Okay, as you guys see here, she's got 6.6 million followers, 3,000 plus posts, and she's following 5,100 people. And she captions it and says, game is rigged. 19 million views in the last 30 days, but been at 6.6 million for 3 years. Funny math. The game is rigged. Erykah Badu. Okay? Social media is and cannot be used as a metric for any content creator, any artist, any influencer to use as a metric to determine their value. If you're using social media that way, baby, you're going to be in a mental asylum when it's all said and done. Because the game is rigged. None of these social media platforms play fair. They shadow ban you. They restrict your audience reach. They don't send out notifications. They put you in back alleys in terms of algorithms. And they leave you helpless without there being anything to do about it. And they don't send you any formal notifications about what they're doing or why they're even doing it. So it is so sad that so many people, and you guys can see this across the board, even on social media, people will have 300,000 subscribers, but only getting 17K, 26, thousand views on average on a video. This is outlandish and preposterous. Okay? So there is a real reality to the game being rigged. These platforms are under the umbrella, like all other commercial industries, of capitalism. So of course they're not really interested in having you be successful more so than they be successful. And they use your talent and your likeness and your creativity on their platforms to draw membership and subscriptions to their platforms by giving you enough to create a chase, but never giving you your worth so that you can ever experience fulfillment. And then what that ends up having you do is continuing to run behind an idea that literally is just a dream, while the platform you're producing content for continues to not only benefit from the content you bring to their platform that draws in viewers and clicks and views that they can monetize and benefit from, but it also keeps your black ass there as a permanent fixture because you're under the impression that if you just continue to work hard and you continue to mass produce and you continue to be creative and you find it in yourself to be the best content creator you can be, the most fluid, consistent content creator you can be, that all of your metrics will finally make sense, and they never will because they aren't designed to, boo. And that's why you now have a lot of creators who are just taking the payola route. They just all out pay for motherfucking views. They just go ahead and defraud the damn system, baby. Hook, wink, and bamboozle. the system to get the coin they feel they deserve from the content they produce, which unfortunately then puts you at risk for having your content and your channel completely fucking clipped. But people get that desperate, and people can't take the fluctuations, and they can't take the in and out. So they self-manufacture a consistency for themselves, even if the cost is high. Criminal charges and or the deletion of your platform. For me personally, because I never was trying to be famous on social media, this isn't something that has particularly driven me nuts. It would be nice if social media rewarded you accordingly, if these platforms and their algorithms rewarded you accordingly, and you can tell when they change shit within the algorithm, because things will be going really well, like they should be going. All your content is doing numbers, you're getting new engagement, etc. And then, bloop, everything goes fucking dark. They'll even have people who subscribe to your platform unsubscribe from your platform. They'll unsubscribe them for you. We've even seen that over here where conscious crew members will be like, girl, I had to resubscribe. I had to resubscribe. And you guys know it's a regular over here of people saying, I didn't get notifications. I just happened to click on the platform and saw that you were live. I'm so glad I was able to catch you live. It's nuts. And I do understand, girl, why people become Joanne the scammer on this bitch. I will never be able to bring myself to do that because it's just not that deep. I'm not going to engage in anything in my life in a way that's going to mentally tax me. I will let go of the desire and the idea before I ever allow myself to be controlled by the superficial reward of, yes, being rewarded properly for my time, my energy, my efforts. But I'm not going to make that the God of my life, and I will just find other legit ways to get my needs met. But I do understand why people play the motherfucking game. I can't even always say that I'm mad when I see them hoes playing the game that way. But the game is motherfucking rigged. That is for sure. So we'll put Erykah Badu and her social medias on the sick and shut in list too. My God, today. Speaking of sick and shut in, child, DDG, Hallie's baby daddy, Halo's father, unfortunately. DDG addressed being canceled at one point and opened up about the feelings of loneliness and being unliked. My God, today. This runs neck and neck with me talking about social media and parasocial engagements and how social media will be taking these niggas and bitches up out of here.
I feel alone at those times where I'm like, okay, nobody like me. You know, there's been times where I felt like that.
One more time. Encore.
You know, I did feel alone at those times where I'm like, okay, nobody like me. You know, there's been times where I felt like that.
Yeah, of course you're gonna feel like that. And I had a very brief run. Let me say something, baby. Thank God for making me the scorpion bitch that I am, baby. Because, baby, we learn and we learn real fast, baby. We adapt and we set up defense mechanisms and all type of shit, girl, once we perceive danger anywhere we go. When I first came onto social media, I think Karen just asked me how long I've been. I have had a YouTube page probably for almost 15, 20 years, maybe. I got serious about social media whenever the Kaya T.S. Madison Queen's Court situation had popped off, because that was like my official debut pop culture content. And when I had officially transitioned, because when I first came on this bitch, I was doing life coaching and advice, and I was doing like wig and hair reviews. That was the predominant of my content. And then I fully transitioned into celebrity gossip and pop culture and the Queen Supreme's Court was my official start of running a predominant pop culture YouTube channel. So whenever all that happened. But when I first came on this bitch and I got my first bit of drama, I learned very quick that social media is not a place that you can, that is safe for your mental health. Not to say that social media cannot have moments and pockets that are intentionally curated for your personal well-being, but that has to be intentionally cultivated. Like, you have to be intentionally carving out a content and a community that is specifically geared toward supporting you in the ways that you need that emotionally, mentally, etc. Most content creators have not created that and don't have that. For me, once I learned that social media was not a safe place for your well-being and for your mental health, I pulled my mental health completely out of social media. I put my mental health and my self-esteem out of the love I got and out of the hate that I got. I had to let go and divorce both of those. Of course, when I'm complimented, I say thank you. That makes me feel good. But I don't use that as a way to magnify or to add to myself. I'm just being courteous and kind when I am reciprocating any type of positive feedback about the way I look or about the way I entertain or about whatever it is that I'm bringing that is generating the compliments at the time. But I have learned not to idolize that energy, because if you make space to build yourself up off of the positive of social media, you have no choice but to default to also creating a space that indirectly is going to contribute to your detriment. In order to see the positive, you have to see the negative, because the way that both your physical retina and your psychic eye is set up is that it sees all. So you either got to see nothing or you got to see all of it. I chose to take my self-esteem completely out of this shit. So because of that, I'm able to continue to have a good time on social media no matter what happens. I have been through every type of drama you can imagine that one can go through on social media. I have survived smear campaigns. I have survived bad associations, horrible friendships. I've survived TPOs. I'm surviving a lawsuit right now. And I'm able to keep my whole entire self, my authentic self, intact, because I'm making myself and myself only the source of what I feel. So that allows social media to be the circus that it is, and to be as intense as it is, as destructive as it is, as rewarding as it is. It allows it to be the perfect polarity and duality of heaven and hell without determining my mental health. That has allowed me to really engage social media on my own fucking terms. It has allowed me to be completely behind the wheel of the car on this bitch. This is why I'm able to be comfortable coming on here talking about my highs and my successes, and I'm able to come on this bitch and share my vulnerabilities, because it doesn't matter what the feedback is. It doesn't matter what the perception is. It doesn't matter what the takeaway is, because I'm not doing it for nobody on this bitch. I'm not doing it to get any specific outcome. I'm literally just doing me. and allowing there to be a thick line of demarcation between my actual self and the parasocial reality that I'm participating in by making myself available to the public for consumption. And I think if a lot of influencers, a lot of famous, popular people, whomever, does that, that it will deeply, that it would heavily prevent a lot of what DDG just spoke about, which is the feelings of distress, the feelings of loneliness, the feelings of etc. And once again, this is social media. You're going to be stimulated on social media. But what I'm talking about is not avoiding stimulation, because that's unavoidable. If you are a person, you're going to have beautiful moments and ugly moments, and you're going to see some of that to whatever degree if you're on social media as a performer, as an influencer. But what I'm talking about is knowing what's real and always knowing what's real, to the point that you can be intentional about what storylines you are crafting, what you are sharing and not sharing, and being clear about what you are doing on social media. The reality is that social media is a very new thing to the world. It's a very new thing to this generation. So a lot of people have accidentally, unbeknownst to them, abused it. We didn't have a frame of reference for social media and how to do social media. This is the first wave of influencers. We're the first generation of people to have social media. So of course, all the wrong decisions are going to be made, and it's going to be a big ass trial test for most people. There'll be influencers 5 years from now, 10 years from now, looking back on all of us as the OGs. Okay? Social media would have been refined greatly, probably by that time. So if I had any words of advice to any up-and-coming influencers, whether you want to be a YouTuber, whether you are an artist or a politician or somebody who wants to bring whatever content it is you want to bring to social media, is, first of all, have a very strong identity already carved out. Do not use social media to carve out your identity. You need to have your own full autonomous identity before you even get on this bitch. Because if you allow social media to create your identity, social media will be able to have the power to undo your identity. And that's when people begin to slit their necks and hang themselves and become very self-destructive, because the version of them that they've been supporting and sustaining was not really fully within their power. It was a version of themselves given to them by the people, rather than unto themselves, by themselves. So have your own identity and be clear about what you want to accomplish on social media, and be very intentional about what you do on social media. Be whatever you want to be, share whatever you want to share. Just be thoughtful, think long term, and be intentional. All right. I think that more people need to talk about the dark side of social media and to share preventive tips and tricks, since social media is a part of our world. It's not going anywhere. And a lot of young people are looking to be influencers rather than to be college graduates, because they can make a living having a good goddamn time. Why go to college? Okay. I mean, the statistics are bearing that out. So this is a part of our future. It's a part of the coming generation. So yeah, have your own motherfucking identity and be very fucking intentional on period. Last but not least, Andrew Gilliam, okay, the politician who you guys might remember from a year or two ago or 3 years ago, I don't know how long it's been, that was found butt naked in a motel room with an alleged white male escort. And he apparently had overdosed, and police, came to pick his ass up off the floor. The images of him laid out butt naked in the motel room surrounded by drug paraphernalia was released to social media. It was a whole thing. Him and his wife came forward, the girl, to talk about how they were going to survive the other side of the rainbow together. And his wife was going to, stick beside her man, her baby. When they addressed the sexuality part, she claimed that she was aware that, she might partially be a beard, and she's okay with that. That, she know that he had some afflictions and affections and things and all of that. But, I don't know what type of agreement they had or whatever, child, but it was just that and the third, whatever, life moved on. And then he was recently stopped because they apparently found drugs on his persons, where there's been an update. Despite him having drug paraphernalia on his persons, Mr. Andrew Gilliam tests negative for drugs. TMZ reports that Andrew Gilliam says that he tested negative for drugs, and he'll be getting a preliminary hearing in his crystal meth case, TMZ has learned. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, the ex-Florida governor nominee says that he signed up a drug testing program, took the test, and the results came back clean today. All right, so shout out to Andrew Gilliam for allegedly being drug-free. Of course, this is according to him. There have not been no receipts to back that up. But what I will say is that Russell Brand, the comedian, ex-husband to Katy Perry, turned spiritual, turned Christian MAGA to some degree, child, who's now about to be on trial himself for P. Diddy-like charges. When I was following Russell Brand's work in the beginning, before all of this controversy, like his spiritual transition, he opened up a lot about having a addictive personality type because he lived a very rock and roll lifestyle as a comedian and entertainer, lived a life divulging and indulging in hyperpromiscuity, drug use of all kinds, and he had been feeding this psychological hole in his soul this way since he had been a young person. It all got grossly amplified once he became successful and had all the money in the world to indulge in drugs with, and had all this access to women to indulge in sex with. He has spoken very candidly about the way that people who have deep scarring on their soul sometimes try to self-medicate and heal through what ends up being self-sabotaging and self-abusive coping mechanisms like drug usage, like sex addiction, which once again, Brand has been a victim of. And I learned a lot from his work about addicts. And it helped me to understand some of the addicts in my own life. I have an uncle right now who is in a rehabilitation program for alcoholism. He suffered from alcoholism as long as I've known him. He's had bouts in his life of stability, and then he's had bouts of incredible instability. And, he just lost his mother, my grandmother, and He's in a treatment program, and I'm very proud of him for being self-aware and loving himself enough to get into treatment, to treat his issues. He almost died one time because of his alcoholism. He was drinking so much that at one point, it blew out his esophagus. He almost choked on his own blood through a medical crisis due to his alcohol intake, which had corroded his throat. I also have an auntie who suffered through addiction as well. She's had extreme highs, extreme lows. In her extreme lows, she couldn't take care of her children. She was in and out of jail. She was fighting the damn police. I mean, she was a mess, a whole hot, unholy ass mess. She's doing super well now. I've never suffered from a drug addiction. I've never really had any type of an addiction. I'm a very holistic person, and I've been a very holistic. If there is anything that is an addiction in my life, it will probably be spirituality. Spirituality has been my addiction. It's been the thing that I yield to, like how people binge out on alcohol, how people binge out on sex, how people binge out on drugs. That's how I binge out on God. That's been my addiction. And I've thought about how empty or how much pain a person must be in to treat that pain or treat that loneliness in such an extreme way by way of addiction. To street drugs, crack, crystal meth. I have an ex right now who is homeless and who is on drugs and who is going through it. Again, this is one of many variations of his life. And I know what he's been through in his life. I know what he's been through in his childhood. And my heart goes out to people battling really not just drug addiction, but any form of addiction. Because addiction is a coping mechanism. And people try to treat their condition with the things most available to them for treatment, whether that be overeating, undereating as a way to gain control or to get those serotonin and endorphin hits to the brain, those feel-good hormones active, whether it's through sex, whether it's through drugs. And, you know, it makes me heartbroken for the heartbroken. And I think about times in my life where I felt hopeless. And how guttural emotional pain is, how animalistic it is, how extreme it can be. I understand why people do any and everything they can to make that shit feel better. Whatever their shit is. Whatever they gotta throw at that shit to numb that shit down. I don't know what it's like to be a drug addict, but I do know what it's like to be afflicted emotionally in a way that makes you feel that desperate. even if the seemingly rational conclusion is to treat that pain, whatever that emotional pain is, through self-deletion. Because that's how far people will take it to feel better. Because that's all any addict is really trying to do, no matter how self-destructive their personal treatment plan is to that cause, is that still it may be causing for every tooth to fall out their mouth. It may destroy every relationship in their life. It may be destroying their motherfucking health, their marriage, their ability to parent, their ability to work and be a competent, functional adult. And from the outside in, it looks like, why would you do that? Can't you see all that is costing you? Yeah. But that's how high of a cost people in severe pain are willing to pay to feel better. They're willing to pay the cost of losing their livelihood or losing their family or losing their health. And I think when we approach addiction from a place of empathy, that it gives us as a society a better opportunity to help our brothers and sisters who are in deep trouble. The Kodak Blacks, the Ray J's, the Orlando Browns, the Amandas, the Britney Spears, the late great Michael Jackson. So many, too many to count. So I pray for anybody who's fighting addiction. I encourage anybody who is trying to treat their addiction, whatever that addiction is, through outside methods to get yourself into treatment so you can treat the underlying issue. And if you have anybody in your life that is struggling with addiction, I ask that you lean unto the greatest empathy that you can muster. Because as much as you also may personally be affected by this person's self-harm, the reality is that it's not about you. And that you're not looking at the real version of the individual. You're looking at the version of them that has been consumed and constructed out of the darkest regions of their own minds, and them attempting to treat that darkness by any means necessary, which is what becomes the formality of addiction, drug addiction, sex addiction, self-harm addiction, etc. So shout out to Andrew. If it is true that he tested negative for drugs and that he's, remained sober since his incident a few years ago, shout out to him. I hope that he continues to talk very openly about navigating that. So many people deal with addiction in so many forms and fashions. The world is an interesting place. And being a human is a very weird thing to be in a interesting place. So shout out to all the humans, girl, who just holding on and trying their best to get along, to go along. Because all we all want is to be happy. So shout out to Andrew. All right, I'm out of here. Perfectly 2-hour long show. If you enjoyed yourself, show the king some motherfucking love. Cash App, PayPal, Consciouztv, spelled just how it is here, 1 Z on the end. I love you all. Tell me what you all think about everything going on. If I don't see y'all in a few, I may come back and do a round 2. I will definitely see you all tomorrow. Peace.